Hello everybody, it is Yami Fujita and we are back with more Danganronpa Trigger Happy Happiness. I hope everybody had a wonderful Halloween. I'm sorry I didn't stream on Halloween Day, but I'm here now. I decided not to dress up this year, but I am still very happy to see what everybody else dressed up as and did for Halloween in terms of their costumes, in terms of their live streams. I saw some very entertaining content for Halloween this year, so this is why I love doing the Spooktober thing every year. It's gonna continue. I made a huge list and I did not do nearly all the things that are on the list, so there's still more things to do for the years to come. But we are gonna continue where we left off the last time, which was, as the name of the stream suggests, we had the very first double homicide in this game. There were 2 people killed in one night. And as much as I did not like Hifumi, the way he went is outrageous. We left him by himself, and knowing that there were killers on the loose, we left him. He had already been hit in the head by the killer and he survived. Why did we leave him by himself in that nurse's office? We should have known better that that killer was just gonna go right back to him again. So now the killer went right back after him and made sure to finish the job. So now he's gone, but now also Taka has been killed. So, right off the bat, an easy speculation is what Byakuya said. The entire time Kyoko and Hiro were gone. They were MIA. So, we need to figure out where they were this entire time, because there were multiple people involved with this. You know, multiple people got hurt, multiple people died, and it is a complete disaster right now. So, we need to figure out, we need to start the investigation in this stream, and then the next stream will be the class trial, probably. Now, I don't remember where I'm supposed to go. I don't remember the, conversation that we had. But, this room is where Taka's body was found. So I'll just go back here. Toko passed out because of that. Oh, that's right, and then Hifumi and Taka's bodies disappeared. So this is another one of the hammers. Looks like it's made of wood. It's even bigger than the others. So this was the 4th hammer. There are 4 total hammers that were used in this entire thing. 4 hammers. Oh god, I'm forgetting her name already. I'm completely blanking on her name now, but, the first hammer was used. Now I gotta remember her name before I even continue with this. Okay, so the first hammer was used on Celeste. She survived, obviously. The second hammer was used on Hifumi. He survived that hit. But then when we left him by himself, the killer used a 3rd hammer, and that killed him. And then the 4th hammer, the biggest out of all of them, was used to kill Taka. So Taka's entire body has disappeared. Hifumi's body has also disappeared, leaving behind nothing but a bloodstain. When Toko is, Toko, she has a fear of blood. I don't think we have to worry about anyone else dying, so I'll just leave her alone for now. I just don't remember what I'm supposed to be doing. I gotta remember where I'm supposed to be going right now. Okay, so Sakura and Aoi are still in this hall, so I guess I can talk to them and see what's going on. Like I said, I do not remember. Okay, no, they're not here. They're in the art room. I just walked past them. Here is the art room over here. Now, you would have not have guessed that this was an art room from looking at that entrance. But, alright, here we go. Alright, let's talk to Sakura. We need to search for the bodies that have disappeared. What happens after that? I don't even know where to look. Where could 2 dead bodies have disappeared to? That's what I want to know. Like, now I'm gonna start with this room that's behind her, though. Locked. The door must be locked. Okay, well, I guess I can't go in that room. Well, what other rooms? Check the classrooms. Every time we get to this part of the game where I'm free walking, I'm always afraid that something's just gonna run out at me. Oh, rec room. Is anybody in here? Nobody's here, but... this is, like I said, one of the hammers was left here. Celeste was attacked with this Justice Hammer, but what the heck is with this thing? Now, locker doesn't seem especially important right now. I'm surprised this locker has nothing to do with this case. Like, they wouldn't leave a body in here? Oh, Celeste is here now. Makoto. Oi. Why are you just standing there? We need to get to the repository. Huh? You mean... I found them. Hifumi and Taka's bodies have been hidden in the repository. Where is the repository? I've already told Hina and Sakura. We'll go on ahead. Their bodies were in the repository? Okay, they're acting like I'm supposed to know what the repository is. Okay. We're close to it. This is the rec room. The repository is not far from here. Okay, am I going the right way? It is near the art room, so it's close to here. I haven't seen another door yet. No, wait. That door was locked. I tried to go in there. Okay. Are the bodies here somewhere? We tried to go in this room already. Let me talk to you first. I have to wonder where they could have been hidden. Well, let's check in here. Up ahead is the repository. Why was this locked before? Did they want me to talk to them before this happened? Alright, the doorknob turned. I guess it's unlocked. Then I have no choice but to go inside. They should have had some dialogue, like I shouldn't go in here just yet. Instead of it being locked, because now I'm wondering why it was locked the first time. Opened the door, and when I entered, I saw. Both of their dead bodies had just been thrown in this room. The two bodies that had disappeared were right there. The smell of blood made me gag. What I saw before my eyes was unquestionable, unavoidable, unwavering reality. And then, I heard the announcement for a second time. The announcement of dead bodies being discovered. Okay. And so here we are. I'm gonna turn my headphone volume up some more. Oh, Monokuma file, perfect. I was gonna hand them out when you found the bodies the first time, but I thought something might happen. It's really hard to resist, but turns out I was right. Just hand it over already. Now make sure to investigate with all your mental might and prepare for the class trial. Okay, see you later. Well then, now that we found the bodies, all that's left is to uncover the culprit. Hold on. How can you be so calm? I mean, they're dead, you know? Dead. Gone forever. They're never coming back. Awful. It's just too awful. Hina suddenly burst into tears. She clutched at Hifumi's lifeless body. Large, wet tears fell from her eyes. The tears landed on Hifumi's cheeks. If this were some world of make-believe, that might have been what Hifumi opened his eyes. Yeah, exactly. But this wasn't a movie. Oh wait, are you sure? This wasn't... Are you sure about that? He's alive? This man has been hit in the head with 2 different sized hammers. You mean to tell me he's still alive? It's like he's talking in his sleep at this point. His memories are all blending together. He has nothing useful to offer us. Oh, he said the name. He said Suisei. Oh, that's Comet, so... He's probably not gonna be able to tell us. Is he about to say Yasuhiro? Like I told you, man. Because where are he and Kyoko at? His eyes closed. Okay, now without question, he's actually dead. And they never opened again. Death for the second time. Absolute undeniable death. No matter how many more heinous tears splashed his face. There was no second miracle. Reality set in. This isn't some stereotypical fantasy world. Tears can't restore a person's vitality. You have no tears, do you? No blood in your veins, no calcium in your bones. At least you have your meat. You're just angry. Going out of his way to return just to leave us with those unnecessary dying words. Unnecessary, you sure about that? Now this game has become exceedingly boring. He said Yasuhiro, right? Yasuhiro Hakakure. That is the only person he could have been referring to. And with that, the case is solved. Assaulting people and even killing Taka and Hifumi. And then going so far as to hide their bodies. A criminal that hides his face behind a mask and uses a bunch of giant wooden hammers. Is that what Hiro is? Like, really? If it's true, I can't forgive him. No way can I ever forgive him. To kill 2 of our friends? Anyway, it's about time we track down the culprit in our little life or death game here. Although this time, it's not all that life or death. The trial will conclude without much trouble. Yes, it does look that way. It's going to begin again. We have to go through this one more time. I have to accept it. I have no choice but to go through with this, to make sure everyone survives. You just have to do it. Alright. First I better check the Monokuma file. The victims were Hifumi Yamada and Kyotaka Ishimaru. The cause of death for each was a blow to the head. That's 3 people now that died like that. It is thought that they were both killed with a similar weapon. That's it? Yeah, it's pretty strange. We got way less information this time than before. That is no problem. After all, the events of this case unfolded before our very eyes. We should know more about what happened than the Monokuma file could, anyway. Maybe. There's something else that's bothering me. Someone else has been missing for quite a while. You talking about Kyoko? Without a doubt. She has an alibi for when Celeste and Hifumi were attacked. But what if the killer wasn't acting alone? What if they had an accomplice? When Hiro grabbed me and wrote that letter to me and to come into the dining hall, he said that he was, I think, what did he say, carrier pigeon? And that Kyoko was actually the one who needed to speak to everybody. An accomplice? This dude just keeps popping up. An accomplice? What are you doing here? Don't be rude, I'm here to answer your question. What question? You're talking about accomplices, right? I'm pretty sure I explained it before, didn't I? During the first class trial. I don't even remember this conversation. I remember none of the conversations. So it's true that the murderers can have accomplices. Yes, but only the person that actually did the killing will be able to graduate if they get away with it. So there's no way anyone will work together? Well, maybe people still did anyway.
You can be an accomplice if you want, but there's no gratification in it.
So are you saying nobody worked together this time, either?
Sorry, can't answer that. It would obstruct the free exchange of information between you guys. I just want to make sure you don't forget, no matter how much you might assist in a murder. Only one blackened can graduate. An accomplice gets nothing.
Then we only need to figure out who that one blackened is that did the killing, right? Just like normal.
Okay, let me take this opportunity to clarify the whole shebang. In this class trial, what you need to determine is the one true blackened who devised the murder plot and put it into action.
The true blackened. So, just one person.
That's enough for explainifying. Now it's down to the final battle between all of you and the blackened. Good luck to all the contestants.
So there can only be one blackened. An accomplice wouldn't benefit. Then I can't see any way Kyoko would be connected to this case after all. You may be right.
If that's true, then Kyoko, where are you?
As long as she's not connected to the case, it doesn't matter. Let's get back to the investigation. I have absolutely no doubt that Hito is responsible. But for the time being, I suppose it can't hurt to pursue further information. I just feel like that's way too easy. He flat out said that Hito was the killer. Then again, Sayaka kinda did too. Flat out tell us who the killer was. You know, don't you think we should consider a certain someone a suspect just in case? I'm talking about the murderous fiend Genocide Jack. What? I'm offended! When did you... I've been looking all over for you, Master. When I woke up, you were nowhere to be found. Anyway, you there, milk sack swimmer girl. Milk sack? Why do I gotta be a suspect? Well, I mean, you are a serial killer. So what? I'm like a special guest suspect every time? I have an alibi, you know. She's right about that. When we heard Hifumi scream, she was with me. And when the bodies disappeared, she was lying unconscious in the equipment room. Plus, Taka's body aside, I can't imagine any way she would have been able to move Hifumi's body. Besides, I calculate every move I make. I'm not gonna kill someone when everyone knows what I look like. They don't call me the murderous fiend for nothing. It's not the kind of thing you should be bragging about. On another topic, should we post a guard by the bodies like before? We can't have them disappearing again. Hina and I can handle that. You don't mind, do you, Hina? Sure, I'd be totally useless in the investigation anyway. Then that's that. Let's begin. This whole thing is so strange. All but one of us has an alibi, so figuring out who did it should be obvious, right? But maybe it's just me. I don't think it's gonna be as straightforward as it seems. No, it won't. Alright, so let's start with the rack of hammers. Were any of these hammers taken and painted? There are hammers of all different sizes hanging on the wall, although some are more like mallets. Is it possible that somebody grabbed a few hammers and painted them? Mallets. Could the Justice Hammers have been designed using these as a model? Either way, all the hammers here have obviously seen a lot of use. They're all covered in debris and chalky stone powder. Wait. For some reason, this one hammer isn't dirty at all. And it's wet. Did someone wash it recently? Now we gotta figure out if all the hammers are still where they last saw them. The hammer's been washed clean. Hey, Makoto,
I've been thinking about something. It's about the repository. What is it? After Hifumi and Taka's bodies disappeared, we split up to look around, right? I was really scared, so me and Sakura stuck together. And we came right to the repository too, you know? Just to look around. But when we got here, the repository was locked. We couldn't get in. It was locked, we saw that it was locked. We tried to get in too. And we came here as soon as the search started, so there's no way someone could have beat us here. If that's true, then who locked it, and why is it unlocked now? I'm glad she asked that, because I want to know that too. So why was it locked the first time I tried to get in, and then suddenly unlocked? No wonder the same thing. The door was locked when the search for the bodies began, but now it's wide open. There might be some secret lurking in here. But I'll probably have to leave this area to figure it out. There are many aspects to the incident this time. Too many, to be honest. Considering that, it may be good to look back on everything that's happened. Would you like my help? Yes. Yeah, let's look back on things. This morning, only 4 of us met up at the dining hall. Hina, Kyoko, you, and myself. We waited for the others, but nobody showed up. So we decided to look for them. It was around 8 o'clock when we began our search. And soon after we split up, Kyoko disappeared. After that, Hina found Celeste in the rec room on the 3rd floor, then quickly came and got you and me. According to Celeste, she was attacked by a suspicious individual and lay unconscious for about an hour. In other words, she was intact an hour before we found her, meaning just after 7 o'clock. Based on the pictures Celeste took, we discovered her attacker was dressed in a strange costume. It was Robo Justice. It also became clear that this Robo Justice had dragged Hifumi away. After meeting up with Toko and Byakuya, we began searching for the costumed assailant. We found an injured Hifumi in the library on the 2nd floor. We took him down to the nurse's office on the 1st floor, then resumed our search. But not long after leaving the nurse's office, based on Celeste's claims, we went back up to the 2nd floor where we split up and began searching. Then right after that, Celeste screamed. This time she had apparently seen the suspect on the 3rd floor. Hearing her screams, we quickly made our way to the 3rd floor. And then at that point, we decided to split up into 2 groups. Celeste, Hina, and I went back to the nurse's office. Meanwhile, you, Byakuya, and Toko pursued the suspect on the 3rd floor. It was just a whole lot of running around, man. And when we got back to the nurse's office, we found Hifumi's corpse. Which is also when we heard the body discovery announcement play. I left Celeste and Hina alone and headed back to the 3rd floor to tell the others what had happened. But at that same time, we had discovered Taka's body in the equipment room. Which means Hifumi and Taka's bodies were discovered right around the same time. Because I remember hearing the body discovery announcement play right after finding Taka. And that's when I showed up and told you and Byakuya that Hifumi had been killed, right? Then you, me, and Byakuya all headed back to the nurse's office, leaving behind Toko, who had fainted. But as soon as we left the physics lab, we ran into Celeste, who just arrived to tell us something very unusual. The body disappeared. We hurried back to the nurse's office to discover that this corpse was, in fact, gone. Then we remembered we had abandoned the unconscious Tonko and rushed back to the equipment room, just pretty much recapping the entirety of the last stream. This can't be happening. This time, Taka's body had disappeared.
Oh.
Okay, we can skip through this. That brings us up to now.
されど
Looking back, things have certainly been very active. If you want to look back at the case again, just let me know. And Taka, and he'll never move again. According to the Monokuma file, Taka died from a blow to the head. We found Justice Hammer 4 near his body in the equipment room. Is that what was used to kill him? It couldn't have been anything else. And there's the tarp laid out under his body. Did the killer use this to move Taka's body? That way there wouldn't be any blood left behind while the body was moved. Alright, because there's a stain on that tarp, so it would make sense to avoid dragging the blood all the way across the floor. Hifumi's big, cold body laying on the floor. His really big body. Really had to emphasize that. I mean, how on earth was the killer able to move something so big? I mean, the robot suits look like they're pretty strong. From the nurse's office where he was discovered to here, the repository, that's 2 floors. All the way from the 1st floor to the 3rd floor, and all without anyone noticing it. How the hell? It's no good. I just don't get it. Could think about it later. For now, I have to finish investigating Hifumi himself. Okay, hang on. Okay. If I remember correctly, Hifumi's fatal injury was also a blow to the head. And probably from Justice Hammer 3, which was laying on the floor in the nurse's office. So we got the rec room for the first one, the nurse's office for the second one. No, the library for the second one, the nurse's office for the third one, and the physics lab equipment room for the fourth one. Huh? Wait. Something's off about his body. Why am I getting this feeling? Something's different. Something about Hifumi's body in the nurse's office versus his body right now. What is it? His glasses. When his body was in the nurse's office, his glasses were covered in blood. But now they're completely clean. Does that mean someone wiped his glasses off? But who would do that? And why? Oh boy. What's with this flat cart? Saw this in the art room before. I guess it's used to move statues around. Kinda awkward, but if you bend down, it's not too hard to use. But wait. Wasn't this in the equipment room when we found Taka's body? So this was used to move his body. And look at the wheel. There's a blood stain on it. So there's blood on the wheel of the dolly that was moved from the equipment room to the repository. What's the explanation for that? It was used to move his body. Repository dolly added. Alright, check everything, man. Byakuya, do you think Hito really did it? I don't see how anyone could think otherwise. When the attacks and murders and disappearances all happened, every one of us had an alibi. And the last thing Hifumi said when he died. Yeah, he said Hito's name. And there's no room to suspect anyone else. Okay, but if he did do it, Why would he hide his identity with that weird costume? Maybe he thought that no matter what happened, he'd be safe as long as his face was covered. Because he's the fool of the century, you see. I mean, he is kinda dumb. But, do you really think that's enough to explain it? I feel like there's a clue hiding in there somewhere.
Nanda.
And, is that it? That's all that bothers you about the case? Well, no, there's a few other things. Like, why did the killer try to hide the bodies? He probably figured that if we couldn't find the bodies, we couldn't complete our investigation. But if that's the case, we found the bodies pretty easily. Again, it comes back to the fact that the culprit was a moron. Is that really all there is to it? The other thing that bothers me is, why did they bother killing 2 people?
Nani?
What? Because all the rule says is if you can kill someone and get away with it, you graduate, right? So if you're the killer, your #1 priority is not getting caught. But killing 2 people means more clues, more chances you'll get found out.
Naruhodo.
Hold on. Perhaps. I see. So that's what that means. Is everything okay?
Yamero.
Don't talk to me as if we're friends. Huh? What's with the attitude? But you have my appreciation.
Jana.
Thanks to you, I might have some fun with this after all. His mysterious words hung in the air as he left the repository. He talked as if he'd figured something out. But if he did, would it have killed him to tell me what it was? Alright, nothing on the statues. I don't see anything else here that needs to be investigated. Only one way in and out of this room. Through the door that Hina said was locked before. That's definitely a lock on the door, but it can only be locked from inside the repository. I don't see any way to lock it from in the art room. The door can only be locked from inside the repository. So does that mean when I was trying to get in, somebody was in this room and didn't want anybody else to come in? And they waited until they heard nobody around to get out. Hina and Sakura confirmed that the door was locked after we started looking for the missing bodies. And the door is designed so that it can only be locked from inside the repository. In other words, when Hina checked it, someone had already gone in the repository and locked the door. When they were done, they unlocked it and left, which is why it's unlocked now. But Hina claims that there's no way someone could have beaten them to the repository. So that certain someone... There's gotta be a clue around here somewhere. Maybe I should just check somewhere else. There are some places I already know about. First, the nurse's office where Hifumi was found. Then the equipment room where Taka was found. Well, we're closer to the equipment room, so... Let's do some investigating in there. Alright, she's still here. I was sleeping right here when the killer carried the body away. Sleeping? I'm super pissed I missed such an ultimately rare event. Alright, I have no idea how you could be sleeping through all that. Alright. There's some kind of tire mark going through the pool of blood in the middle of the room, which proves that the dolly was moved out of here, across the pool of blood, carrying Taka's body out of here. That reminds me about the dolly in the repository. There was blood on the tire. Could that blood have come from here? Which could mean that Taka's body was moved from the equipment room to the repository using the dolly. Both rooms are on the 3rd floor, so that should definitely have been possible. Seriously, how did somebody do all this undetected? Even if the dolly was used to move Taka's body, what about Hifumi? Hifumi's body was in the nurse's office on the 1st floor. Even with a dolly, there's no way to get it up to the 3rd floor. Still a total mystery. Well, we're gonna find out. This tarp. I feel like I've seen it somewhere before, and just recently too. Yeah, the tarp was used to lay Taka on the floor. Hang on. Justice Hammer 4, the weapon that was used to kill Taka. The body was moved, but the murder weapon was just left here. I'm not seeing anything else here that needs to be investigated. So now let's move on to the nurse's office. Which is on the 1st floor. No, that's not the nurse's office. The nurse's office has pink doors. I think it was in a green hallway though, so... Yeah, here we go. Alright. What are you investigating, Celeste? I am not investigating anything, precisely speaking. I'm simply going around seeing if Hito might be hiding somewhere. What about you? Well, you know, I'm just checking this and that. The main thing on my mind is how someone could have moved Hifumi's body. How Hifumi was moved, eh? But when it disappeared, you were supposed to be in the nurse's office, right? Correct? Hina was not feeling well, so I stayed behind to look after her. But she seemed to be getting worse, so I took her to the bathroom. So that's what happened. And when we got back, the body was gone. We could not have been gone for more than a minute or two, though. Yeah, Hina said the same thing. And I doubt that either one of them is the killer. But... you know, just... as soon as they left the room, they said they couldn't have been gone for more than a minute or two. But how did the body move? So then the killer was able to get in and move Hifumi's body in that short amount of time? It would seem so. To carry off someone as big as Hifumi in only a couple of minutes is... I can't think of it as anything less than impossible. It's just, I don't understand that at all. Alright, but this is the Justice Hammer 3, the one that was used to kill Hifumi. Someone moved the body but left the weapon here. Same thing with the other room. Refrigerator, wonder if there's anything to drink inside. After everything I've been through, I'm totally parched. Maybe just a quick pee. There's a bunch of blood packets in here for blood transfusions, I guess. Doesn't help me though, I'm not a vampire. Alright. There's gotta be something else to investigate in here, not the camera. Nothing else is highlighting, so... Well, he's still saying there's more to look for in here. I'm not seeing anything that needs to be looked at. Nothing's highlighting. Wait. Nope, that's the camera and then that's her. Oh, well, what's this? This monitor really doesn't matter right now. Okay, no, that's a monitor. So we already looked in this. Nothing there. Alright, let's just talk to her again.
そうですわね。
No, that's nothing new there. This is always one of the hardest parts of this. Well, okay, wait a minute. Yeah, what's this down here? Just a normal trash can. Oh, wait, there's something inside. It's too small to be a handkerchief. It's a glasses cleaning cloth. So this was what was used to wipe the blood off of Hifumi's glasses. Got some kind of cartoon character on it. But it's also covered in blood. Did you find something? Yeah, there was a cleaning cloth in the trash can.
Huh?
Cleaning cloth. And it's all bloody. Whoever this belonged to must have used it to wipe off some blood. But who would need to do something like that? Haven't the slightest idea. Yeah, me neither, but I think it might be important. Yeah, you just saw why it was important. Okay, that should have been everything, right? So this is where you were. I've been looking for you. You have? I wanted to thank you for what you did. Not that you meant to, but you ended up making this little game of ours very interesting indeed. You should go to Hiro's room. Oh, and let me give you this. This is the letter that he gave me, that he wrote to me. It's a note that Hiro wrote to get us all to meet up in a dining hall, right? You remember well. Well, the penmanship was pretty remarkable, so it left an impression.
決まりだ。
Anyway, this makes it clear, right? This is a trap. What is? Things grow even more exciting. What are you talking about? I've already repaid my debt. I don't owe you any more explanation.
じゃあな。
Goodbye. So, he said to go to Hiro's room, but what's waiting for me there? And a stab in the back somewhere. The back of the head punch. Wait, no, why did I come here? Alright, we're taking the long way over there. Alright. We are looking for Hito's room. We need to see about her. Like, what is going on with her? We have not seen her in a minute. Okay. The door is unlocked. I guess I can go inside. Alrighty then. Byakuya did say to go look. It might not be a great idea, but I'm gonna take a plunge. This is Hito's room. There's all kinds of weird stuff. Where did he even get all of it from? More importantly, he still hasn't turned up. Which means he can't really complain if I don't get his permission to search his room, right? Okay, well, it's not gonna ask about... I soundlessly checked the bathroom. Nothing in here, pretty grungy though. How does the bathroom even get this dirty? Okay, don't think there's something in the cardboard box. Or I think there is. It's blueprints for something. Oh my goodness, guys. Blueprints for those robots. Some things made out of, it looks like cardboard, plastic, and plaster. Is this Robo Justice? And it's in Hito's room. But wait. These blueprints, something about them bothers me. The handwriting is the same as the letter we got. He's not gonna say it yet. I'm not ready to leave yet. That can't be it. It's a normal bed, pretty much just like the one in my room. Alright, well, nothing else is highlighting. Okay, Makoto, big news, big news! What's wrong, what's wrong? We found Kyoko! What? Is she okay? Where is she? Wait. I wasn't done, there's more big news. Oh boy. Robo Justice showed up too! Robo Justice? It's Hito wearing the costume! Anyway, as soon as you can, head to the pool on the second floor. To think Hito and Kyoko would turn up at the same time. Anyway, I had to head to the pool. Ran up to the second floor as fast as I could. Yeah, where on earth have you guys been at? Kyoko and... Phew. Man, I had the worst day. Hito? Hito? Yeah, duh, who else would it be? That's a good question. Huh? What? Why do I look like this? Did someone come along and remodel me while I was asleep? Was it the Illuminati? Well, what? Robo Justice finally made his appearance, huh? I guess Kyoko's the one that found him. Let's just talk to her. I found Hito. He was jammed into the pool room locker. It looked like he was fast asleep, so I kicked him and woke him up. I still can't believe you kicked me! You could have been a little more gentle about it, like I don't know, caress my face or something. On earth does she look like? That's creepy. Anyway, Kyoko, where have you been all this time? You just disappeared all of a sudden without a trace. There was something I had to check up on. What do you mean? Never mind. I can't never mind. Never mind. More importantly, she says that, but does she have any idea? Does she know people think she might be spying for the mastermind? First of all, Hito, you need to explain to us why you're dressed like that. No, well, I mean, I have no idea. 1 second I was asleep, don't even know how that happened. Then I woke up and then I was here. I don't care. Do something about that costume. It pains me just to look at you. Well, I don't know what's up with this thing, but I can't actually get it off. A little help? Why would you make something that you can't take off by yourself? I didn't make the stupid freaking thing. There's a clasp on the back that's keeping you from getting it off. It looks pretty sturdy. I don't think you can get it off on your own. We don't really have a choice. Let's help him. Took everything, but slowly we were able to get Hito out of the suit. Took a few minutes, but eventually we got all the pieces off. How on earth did he end up in this suit? Whew, free at last. Isn't it kind of weird how perfectly the suit fits Hito? More to the point, nobody but Hito would be able to wear that costume. Wait, what? Hold on a second. Don't bother trying to act innocent. The blueprints were in your room as well. In other words, it is obvious to everyone that you made this costume. That's true. I saw the blueprints myself. Yeah, me too. Then it's obvious. The one who put this costume on and went around attacking everyone was Hito. Shall we tie him up and gag him? Just so quick to that. Good idea. We wouldn't want him killing anyone else. Tie me up? Hold on, guys. I think that's going a little far. He may be a suspect, but he deserves fair treatment. Yeah, I mean... attacking blueprints? I have no idea what you guys are talking about. You can't talk your way out of this. No, I don't understand. Like, this is what I'm talking about. You never know who the killers are. Like, at this point, like, I'm completely lost as to who the killers could even possibly be now. Now, how did Hito end up in that suit? Or where did all those hammers come from? Well, the hammers were designed. The hammers were all painted. How did the bodies move with nobody noticing? And how did they have time to design that entire suit with nobody noticing? All the hammers without anyone noticing? It's been decided. You killed them. The what? Killed who? I have no idea what you're talking about. There must be a fake Hito running around. You're the only one who can wear this costume. I do not want to sit here and think that that AI Chihito is responsible for any of this. Like, that just wouldn't make any sense. Who else could possibly be the costumed attacker? How do you know I'm the only one? Maybe you should try it on for yourself before you convict me. Fine. If you're gonna be a jerk about it, I will. Without missing a bit, Hina started putting on the Robo-Justice costume. See, look. See how loose it is? I don't think I have to read it.
腰が全く曲がらないよ。明らかな設計ミスじゃん。
設計ミスとはひでえぞ。
あら。
いや、今のは勢い余っただけで、俺が設計したわけ
Well, if you didn't make it, why'd you comment on the design criticism?
どっちにしてもさ、これで分かったでしょ。やっぱりこの衣装を着られるのって葉隠れ以外にはいないんだって。
In a huff, Hina took the suit back off again. Well, now you're all out of excuses. No, see, it's cause you're a girl. If it was another guy, then... Makoto, go ahead. Okay. Against my will, I picked up the pieces off the floor and tried to putting them on. No good. The arms are too long. There's no way I can wear this. See? I told you, it's impossible. You're absolutely right. It seems this costume was made to fit Hiro's body exactly. But maybe the killer did that on purpose to try to frame him. Then there's another costume. They might have one that looks the same but fits them. If you insist on this line of defense, then show us some evidence. Evidence? You claim there's another suit, yes? Then you must find it and show it to us. What the heck? Who cares? Hito's the only one without an alibi during this whole thing anyway. Which is how we know it was him. I mean, is that really true? I have no idea what's been happening. Could someone, like, tell me? Okay. I certainly did not expect Hito and Kyoko to turn up at the same time. But where has Kyoko been hiding all this time? I have no idea. Perhaps she really is working for the mastermind. What else would explain her questionable behavior? But you are quite protective of her, yes? That's because she helped me out so much up until now. If I were the mastermind, that's exactly what I would do to earn your trust. It's looking more and more like it really was a setup. If you don't tell me what's going on, how am I supposed to understand? I think I figured out that someone's been killed, right? Who was it? Well, 2 people were killed. Ataka and Hifumi. What? 2 people? Why are you freaking out? You did it! I did not! Wait, hold on. If those 2 are the ones that were killed, that's it! I know who did it! You may as well tell us then. Ataka and Hifumi were fighting over alter ego, right? Which means alter ego and / or Chihiro must have done it. You see that's what I'm talking about. We can very easily jump to that conclusion, but how on earth would he have done that? How on earth would an AI be able to do that? I see. That's unfortunate. Unfortunate? Stop trying to trick us. Just admit that you did it, okay? I'm telling you, you got it all wrong. I know, that note. Note. Last night, someone slipped a weird note under my door. And here's what it said. I found a hole maybe we can use to escape. Monokuma can't find out, so don't tell anyone else for now. Let's meet in the rec room at 1. Who sent you that note? But the last thing I remember is going to the rec room, then for some reason I fell asleep. Celeste was the one in the rec room, and she was attacked. The real killer probably drugged me or something. Not a chance. No, hold on. He could be onto something. The nurse's office did have chemicals that could do that. Really? I told you, someone's trying to set me up. A secret passage, a chance to escape? Someone wrote all that to trick me.
even if that's true, you must be one dumb fish to bite every piece of bait that floats in front of you. Well, after being trapped here so long, even if you know it's a lie, you still gotta check, right? They preyed on my desire to get out of here. They deceived me. I still don't buy it.
ひでえぞ
Well, you should buy it.
ちょっと
Okay, then show us that note. With pleasure. I have it right here in my, pocket.
そりゃね
Looks like I lost it. Yeah, sure. Please, you gotta believe me. I wouldn't hurt a fly. As I said before, if you want us to believe you, you must produce evidence. Can you show us the note? I have no particular issue with what you claim, but if you want us to believe you, give us a reason. What the heck? We're serious? Now then, shall we resume our investigation? There's no time to waste before the class trial begins. Why do we need to keep investigating? We already know who did it every time we say that it's the wrong person.
なんなの
Why did you kill them? Just tell us, Hiro. It's like I said.
最低
Was it really to get the money Monokuma offered us? Yeah, that must be it. You must be totally broke, and that's why. Wait, that's a false accusation. Someone help me here.
何言ってんの
Just be thankful we haven't bound and gagged you. If you have time to yell and carry on, you have time to search for your evidence, right? You're right. I need to look for the second suit in that note. Feet don't fail me now. I guess I better get back to guard duty. I'm just gonna ask Toko or Genocide Jack to switch with me. But if she and Sakura got into a fight, we'd have a catastrophe on our hands. Well, bye. One by one, everyone peeled away.
苗木くん
Makoto, do you have a second? Huh? I want you to help me with the investigation.
どうやら
It looks like I got a late start in this one, so I need to make up some ground. Sure, I don't mind helping, but can you promise me something? Later, when we have time, will you tell me why you disappeared?
なんで
No. To reject me so simply.
とにかく
Anyway, I need your help. You don't mind, do you? Okay,
行きましょうか
thanks. Now, shall we?
ね
So, Makoto, first I'd like to examine the corpses. Examine the corpses? I can't believe I'm hearing that from a girl the same age as me.
えそう
Dead bodies don't lie, you know. They tell the truth far more easily than the living.
ね
Wouldn't you agree? How am I supposed to answer?
とにかく
Anyway, we have to hurry before the class trial begins again. Yeah, you're right. Okay, then show me where the bodies are. They're in the repository. I swear, if they're not there, then I guess we should head that way for now. Why can I not travel there? Alright, where's this art room? Alright. Hifumi and Taka. For a moment, Kyoko seemed to go rigid. But only for a moment.
じゃあ
Well then, let's get started. She crouched down next to Taka and without hesitation began poking and prodding the bodies.
やっぱり
The Monokuma file was right. They were killed using similar weapons. Her movements were so smooth. She was so calm. Seeing how comfortable she was actually made me feel a little more comfortable. No, it makes me feel more suspicious of her.
なるほどね
Makoto, I found something. You did?
ね
You remember the wristwatch Taka always wore in his left hand? He did? Are you so oblivious to the people around you? Do you dislike other people that much? No, that's not it. Anyway, so you said he had a watch?
じゃあ
Take a look. It's cracked. Broken. You can see the hands aren't moving, right? It most likely broke when he had his encounter with the assailant. And if you notice, the hands are frozen just past 6 o'clock. So that would mean the watch was broken sometime just after 6. Celeste was attacked sometime after 7.
そうよ
But last night, Taka's watch definitely wasn't broken. Taka's irritated voice pierced the air.
つまり
So if it worked at 10 last night, it couldn't have been broken at 6 p.m. Meaning it must have happened at 6 this morning. Yes, that's what I assumed.
でも
And that's not all. Look at Taka's left hand. Something's in his left hand. He appears to be gripping something. You're right. There's something white in there.
苗木くん
Can you try and pry it out? Me?
だって
Rigor mortis has already set in. Boys are better suited to this kind of manual labor, right? Okay. As much as I didn't want to, I grasped Taka's cold hand. The ice-cold hand was nearly enough to cause my heart to stop beating. After some effort, I was finally able to free the object from its tightly clenched fist. A piece of paper?
ね
Was that all he had in his hand? Yeah, that's it. Just a little scrap of paper. Doesn't seem like much of a clue, does it?
そうかしら
I wonder about that. Kyoko then turned to Hifumi's body.
じゃあ
Let's check Hifumi's body now. Perhaps he's left us a few clues of his own. The biggest problem I have right now is how the killer was able to remove Hifumi's massive corpse. So, did you find anything?
Hey.
I did. More than I expected, to be honest. Look at this. A wad of paper.
そうよ
Hifumi had it hidden on him. Hidden?
ええ
He'd stuffed it in his pants, so I could only assume he'd hidden it on purpose. You see? His pants! Wait, so you-
なんで
It was just his pants. Not like his socks or something. I don't know what that means.
ね
Anyway, let's take a look at the paper. Go ahead, Makoto, open it up. When I think of how it was stuffed down his pants, it's like... It better be important. It better be important, Hifumi, or I'll never forgive you for this. A note. I found a hole, baby, we can use to escape. Oh, what is the note doing in Hifumi's pocket? Monokuma can't find out, so don't tell anyone else for now. Let's meet in the equipment room at 6 a.m.
それは
That sounds very familiar. That's it! It's the same thing Hiro said! Then he was telling us the truth.
だけど
Although it's not exactly the same, is it? Now, last night someone slipped a weird note under his door. The time is different. Hiro told us that his note said to meet at 1 a.m. On the note, it says 6 a.m.
そうかしら
Hold on. Just because Hifumi had the note doesn't mean it was meant for him. Huh?
それは
Part of it has been torn off, right? I think there's likely some meaning there. There's some meaning to part of it being ripped? You maybe explain a little more? Think carefully.
ね
Why would he have been clutching that scrap of paper so tightly? I have no idea.
じゃあ
What if it wasn't just a scrap of paper when he was holding it? What if it was something more important? And how would something that important like that, how would something important like that become a mere scrap of paper? That's what you need to answer.
ね
And while we're at it, I should tell you one other thing. The two victims this time definitely had their e-handbooks on them. So the handbooks have nothing to do with how the murders were carried out. Not that there was any reason to think they were connected to the killings in the first place. So you're saying I don't have to think about the handbooks this time, right?
そうかしら
If you don't have to think about them at all, I wouldn't have gone out of my way to mention it. All I said was they weren't used to help carry out the murders. There may come a point, however, where a handbook may play a role. Don't think I understand. But if Yoko thinks it's important, I better keep it in mind. Oh, there's the ding-dongs.
楽しいな楽しいな学級裁判が始まるぞ
Alright, it's time for the class trial.
学級裁判それは花火のような一瞬のきらめき生と死のぶつかり合いが生む魂の閃光というわけでそんじゃお前らはいつもの場所に集合をお願いしますゆう学校エリア1階にある赤い扉にインしちゃいなようぷぷじゃあ後でねどうやら
It's unfortunate, but I suppose this is where our investigation comes to an end. You'll have to figure out the rest for yourself, and come to the proper conclusion. Yeah, you're right.
行きましょうか
Well, we better get going. No, we need to understand who left that note at Hito's door and why. No, why did it end up in Hifumi's pocket? No, why did Taka have a piece of it in his hand? And everyone had heard Monokuma's proclamation. They were gathered by the red door. As soon as we were all there. Why are there two of you? He's multiplied? Nope, not multiplication. It just looks that way because of an illusion. I'm moving so fast it only looks like I've multiplied. Can you guys tell which one is the real Monokuma? Can we just get on the elevator already? You're not playing along. We're not here to play with you. Okay, fine. If everyone's here and ready to go, please board the pain train. Or elevator. I'll see you guys down there.
行くぞ
Okay, shall we? Hold on. I'm not mentally prepared yet.
何なの
You'll never be mentally prepared. You can't run away anymore, Hito. You're gonna pay for your sins.
なんなんだべ
I told you already, I didn't do it, for serious. That reminds me. Did you ever find the other costume or the note? Well, no, but... How unfortunate. Then it'd seem we have our culprit.
ね
This isn't the place to talk about it. Save your accusations for when we get to the courtroom.
そうだ
She's right. Let's get down there first, then the story can really begin. Good idea. It's right. I have to. I can't let whoever killed Hifumi and Taka get away with it. For everyone who's still alive and for the two that lost their lives. The one who killed Hifumi and Taka. The one who killed two of our friends. The killer is someone right here. Alright, and that's where we will end the stream. In the next episode, we will begin the third class trial. I really gotta read through these truth bullets. I really need to understand a number of things. How on earth did the killer move their bodies with no problems? Who was the one that left a note under Hito's door? Left a note for him. Everything's gonna have to be made clear during this trial because it's not made clear whatsoever right now. But we'll find out next time, guys. Thank you all for watching. Have a great night again. I hope you all enjoyed your Halloween. But unfortunately, like I said, this is the last stream for the next month. I will not be streaming for the rest of November because I need to work on something important. As you guys know, my anniversary is 2 months away. So, I'll be working on something very important. So, Danganronpa will continue at some point in December. I will see you guys in a month. But I'll make sure to still try to post something like TikTok videos or shorts, YouTube shorts, something. And not just completely disappear for a whole month. So again, I will see you guys next month. Have a great one, everybody.